Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Sydney Bass-Lester and I am a personal stylist and business strategist for other stylists, helping them go from hobby to full-time inside of the Founders Club. And today I wanted to bring you a short little episode on how to become a personal stylist. I get asked this question so many times, so often, and so I just wanted to share 3 things that are helpful, and they're not necessarily rocket science, but they are really important if you want to do this thing called be your own boss, have your own business, and do something a little bit different than maybe you're used to doing. So I have a little analogy that I'm going to share with you in a few seconds, but people ask me this question all of the time about how I became a personal stylist, how can they become a personal stylist? And that's kind of all they see now, right? They see my job as a personal stylist, but they don't necessarily see the backstory, hey Steph, of how I became a personal stylist. And for probably however many years, I went to graduate school. I have a degree in a completely different field, and I wasn't always a personal stylist and didn't always, this wasn't my dream, it wasn't necessarily my passion, I kind of fell into it. So the acronym that I want to give you guys on how to become a personal stylist is C.E.O. And that is going to tie in a lot later on when I talk about how to kind of make even a shift from being a personal stylist to the CEO. But number one thing, so we're going to start with the C. Is this backwards on Instagram? I can't ever decide. So sorry guys, getting some trolls off of my stories. C. We're going to go C. I think it's this way. So the C in CEO for my acronym stands for commence somewhere. This is often where people just kind of throw up their hands in frustration and they're like, I just don't know what to do. There's so many different options out there for me that I'm not sure where to start. And that's where you literally just take one step, do a thing, and then evaluate it and see where it goes. I started this whole entire endeavor with a blog, a fashion blog that was a hot mess when I first started. But because I was quote unquote a blogger, I got invited to cover a styling training class that was happening. And then that opened my eyes up to this whole world. So I took more classes. I learned about personal styling and styling as a thing, as a business. And I have done all sorts of styling and have come to kind of figure out what I like and what I don't like. I've done a ton of wardrobe shoots, and I have done branding headshots with photographers. I have done models and styled editorial shoots, and I have done personal styling. And I wouldn't know if I liked those things or didn't like them if I had never done them and I had never commenced the one step that leads me to the other. That's where I think a lot of people just get scared. They don't know what step to take. They're afraid of taking the wrong step. And I just want to leave you with this on the C, is that you are never going to take a wrong step. Whatever step you decide to take, it's going to unfold perfectly for you in whatever path you're supposed to be on, and the universe will kind of shift it around for you. If you take a step and it's not really the path you're going to be on, then you're not going to like that step. And so that's going to force you to course correct, take a different step until you start to get on the path that really feels good for you. So the next tip I have for people wanting to become a personal stylist in my acronym of CEO is E, educate yourself. Because I came from the fashion blogging world, it was very important to me, and because I didn't go to school for fashion, it was important to me that I gave myself some credentials and some things to kind of back up, for lack of a better word, my lack of experience in the industry. So I got certifications. I enrolled in a ton of courses. I have gotten free mentors. I have paid for coaches. I have helped support myself along the way in terms of giving myself education and tools to help me be the best that I can be in my business. This is something else that I find that people either get stumped about or they aren't sure how to do it. They don't know maybe where to find mentors, they don't know where to find coaches, or they don't want to pay for those things. And honestly, there's so much free information out there that when you are just getting started, maybe you don't need to drop however much money on a coach. You can figure that out for yourself, but it is important that you educate yourself, especially if you are switching careers or you're exploring styling and you don't come from that as a background. I firmly believe that no matter what your background is, you can use that in personal styling. I am a formal social worker, former grant writer, nothing which has anything to do with personal styling or fashion, very analytical piece of my brain, but for whatever reason, we're really good at putting together outfits. We're really good at helping people define their style. And so that was something I had to take a step to explore. And then to back that up, to give myself a little bit of confidence, I gave myself some credentials and some education. So that is number 2 in my CEO acronym, if you are looking to become a personal stylist. And I just want to leave number 3, or the letter O, with you, is to optimize your brain. Now, this is where this may make some people mad, but I am never, ever, 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 ever a fan of coming to somebody and asking them, tell me how you did this, without first doing some exploration on your own. And what I mean by this is that when you're asking a question, and I 100% advocate for asking questions and having people help you, but you should educate and optimize your brain first on what are potential solutions to your problem before you go to someone asking them to hand you an answer on a silver platter. Because chances are their answer is not really going to help you verbatim in the way that they give it to you. It's going to be a great answer full of wealth that you can pull from, but it's going to be applicable to their situation, their clients, their business, their self, and it's not going to be able to be like cookie cutter dropped into your business. The second reason I hate when people do this is because it basically means you're lazy. If you cannot think to yourself, okay, what should I do in terms of services, or how should I price my services? And you can't Google to find out the market rate. You can't Google other stylists. You can't Google to see what you think you should be charging. You can't Google to figure out what you need. You can't use your brain or calculator to understand what you need as a livable wage to figure out how you should price things. Then you can't go and ask somebody for their answer because you don't have informed information on yours as well. So this is something that I teach the Founders Club, is for all of my stylists when they come and they want to ask a question, and ask all of the questions, 100%. I ask 20 gazillion questions myself, but I'm always going to have some sort of idea of what the answer might be for myself until someone can prove otherwise, or until someone can confirm that. So if you are looking to become a personal stylist, keep the acronym CEO in your mind. And this stands for commence somewhere, which basically means just do it. Take one step, because that one step is going to put you on the path to pursuing your dream of becoming a personal stylist. Educate yourself, because you need to have some credentials. You need to have some experiences backing you up. This is going to give you confidence, especially as a new stylist. And it's going to provide some sort of comfort to your clients that you know what the heck you're talking about when you go to work with them. And finally, number 3, optimize your brain. If you're going to ask questions about things, do some research first, make Google your best friend, figure out some answers, and then go and ask the community for support. When you can do that and you come prepared, you're going to get a much better response from people who will know you're not just trying to leech off them or copy them, but you're really invested in your own self as a personal stylist. So these are just 3 kind of quick tips that you can implement. If you are interested in learning more, I'm going to be teaching a series of free classes in August 19th, 20th, 21, 22nd, and 23rd. That's 5 days of free classes. And it is some of the foundational stuff of actually getting into the business. So some of the things we talked about today, all of the things we talked about today, is a little bit of mindset stuff, a little bit of how you need to approach this with. And when we get into the training, it's called the Badass Biz Training, we are going to talk about really foundational things about your ideal client, your niche, their pain points, marketing, branding, all of this stuff that is really going to push you from this, okay, you have now commenced and now you are taking some steps to learn the things that you need to learn to really start to lay the foundation of a personal styling business. So if you are interested in that training, it's going to be August 19th, the whole week. You can sign up. There's a link in my bio. You can DM me and I will also send you that link. Right now it's a very ugly Zoom page. Within the week, we are going to have a much prettier page, but you'll have a description of what each week is going to entail, what we're going to cover. There's going to be some pretty pictures on there, and there will be an opt-in where you can put your email so that we can remind you about each class starting. I'm also going to probably do them live on Instagram as well, but if you actually do register and subscribe, there will be some kind of extra bonus things for people that do that. So if you have any questions, let me know. I hope that next week I'm going to be doing another live with another stylist. So if you have a question and you want to come on live and do a live coaching session with me, then send me a DM and I will schedule that so we can do that on the calendar probably next Wednesday. That seemed to work out really well. I did one last week and it did not record. It did not save. So that was tragic because it was really good. I might redo it though, because we talked about some really awesome things for people wanting to do virtual styling. And even if you're just a regular stylist, you don't dabble in the online world or virtual services, you work one-on-one with your clients, there are still some really awesome ideas in there for things you can give your clients to encourage them to purchase services without discounting your service. So yeah. That's a wrap on that. I am actually gonna go. I have a power hour for the Founders Club at 1 p.m. and it's 12:59. So DM me for all of the things. I will send you links. Check out the link in my bio. And until then, I will see you. And I am super excited to help all of my personal stylists go from stylist to CEO in their business. So see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, now to turn off Zoom. Thanks, guys.